From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, December 1st. A lot of rain out there this morning. Bulk of it is going to be during the morning drive here in central Indiana. Should taper off a little bit later in the day. Highs will be in the low 50s, so feeling pretty good temperature-wise. And that's going to be nice as we get a lot of people coming into Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship game this weekend. You can download our Storm Track 8 weather app and get live updates on the weather throughout the weekend.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
We start this morning with a deadly shooting by police, this one on the south side. Indianapolis police tell us it started with a hostage situation inside a semi. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez went to 465 and the Harding Street ramp near the McDonald's at that interchange where it all unfolded.
IMPD says at about 7:20 last night, they received a call to report that someone had heard a woman from the inside of a semi-truck. When police arrived, they were directed to that truck where they also heard a woman's cry for help. When they then knocked on the door, when a man appeared inside the truck's cabin, they eventually broke open the door and tried to negotiate with the man for several minutes. At some point, officers entered the back sleeping compartment of the truck's cabin, where they found the man on top of the woman who was bleeding. That's when an officer shot the suspect. The man then died on the scene. The woman was treated on the scene and was not taken to the hospital. A razor blade was recovered from the truck, according to police. Assistant Police Chief Chris Bailey says last night's incident points to a larger problem of violence within the city.
We have a problem in our community, and the police department alone is not going to solve those particular issues. It's going to take all of us working together and figuring out ways that we can try to solve our issues without violence. Tonight, this officer saved a woman's life.
IMPD says officers heard the woman say things like, "I'm dying, help me," and "he's killing me." This is the 7th police shooting in Indianapolis since the start of October. Officials have not released the names or relationship between the suspect and the woman. The officer who shot the suspect is now on administrative leave pending an investigation. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, wishtv.com. And like us on Facebook.
2i teammate. Attorneys for Richard Allen are renewing their request to have the judge kicked off the Delphi murders case. Allen's attorneys filed that notice with the Indiana Supreme Court yesterday. It again calls on the justices to remove Judge Francis Gohl and reinstate Allen's original defense team. Gohl ordered those attorneys off the case, citing what she called gross negligence. The Supreme Court has said it will take the request under advisement, but has not said when it might rule. Allen is set to go on trial in October of next year in the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. To Rush County now, where the coroner's office confirms the human remains found this week are those of 17-year-old Valerie Tyndall. Tyndall was last seen in June. Local and federal officers found her body at a rural Rush County home on Wednesday. Patrick Scott owns the home. He's now charged with murder. Scott was Tyndall's neighbor and her boss at a lawn care company. The coroner has not released the cause of Tyndall's death. New this morning, airstrikes start again in Gaza. The Israeli military confirms jets have started hitting targets again with full force, ending the truce that had been in place for 1 week. Israel accused Hamas of violating the ceasefire terms by firing rockets out of Gaza toward Israel. The ceasefire saw Hamas free more than 100 hostages and allowed aid trucks to enter Gaza. Qatar's government has been mediating the ceasefire. Officials there say they are working to renew the truce. Here in Indianapolis, get ready to see stoplights on some on-ramps to 465. It's part of a new plan to help ease congestion and prevent crashes on the highway. The project is called ramp metering. NDOT will use stoplights on the ramp to control how many cars can enter the highway during peak hours. Crews are doing the first installations on the southeast side from Washington Street to Emerson Avenue. NDOT says that there will also be a signal at the end of the ramp to make sure traffic does not back up onto city streets. IU's next football coach comes from James Madison University. Kurt Cignetti replaces Tom Allen. Cignetti's hiring announcement comes less than a week after the school fired Allen. After 7 seasons, Cignetti was named Sun Belt Coach of the Year this season and his team in the AP Top 25 last year in their first season in the FCS. Pacers owner Herb Simon is selling 15% of the team. Simon confirms he will sell the minority stake to billionaire and filmmaker Steve Railes. Railes has Indiana connections. He's a graduate at DePauw University in Greencastle. He's also listed among Forbes' 400 richest people in the world. That happened this year. Railes already owns a small piece of the Pacers. If this deal goes through, he will then have a 20% stake in the team. The NBA, though, still has to approve the deal. Fans are arriving today for this weekend's Big Ten championship football game in Indianapolis. It's Michigan versus Iowa at Lucas Oil Stadium. Game is a homecoming of sorts and extra special for one Hawkeye. Our Andrew Chernoff explains why.
Homecomings are always memorable, and this weekend, Iowa senior linebacker Jay Higgins gets to experience one.
Proud of my team for putting themselves in a position like this to play in such a big game, and can't wait to play in front of my family back in Indianapolis.
The Brebeuf graduate will play once again in his hometown of Indianapolis with a Big Ten championship on the line.
It'll be a great opportunity to play in front of my family. I think we got 40 people who already bought tickets, and probably another 20 more that are coming to the game. But it's just a great opportunity to play in my backyard.
He will have plenty of support inside Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday. In fact, those numbers continue to grow. One of those supporters who will be cheering loudly for the Hawkeyes is his dad, Roy.
I'm just excited, man. I'm just one proud dad. I try not to overdo it but it's just in me. It's innately excitement and joy. It brings me joy to get to this point and to witness and watch my son.
Just how impressive was Jay Higgins here at Brebeuf? He still owns the school record for most tackles in a career, and he told me this week that he learned a lot by playing on this field.
I'd say what I learned at Brebeuf was really just how to communicate with people off the field. I feel like that helps me out in my leadership role here on the team. Just having that ability to be able to connect with everybody.
That skill has been on full display since Higgins leads the Big Ten this season with 141 tackles.
It's just great to see someone who works so hard and has such a great attitude be rewarded in his play, and Jay's certainly a good example of that.
If Higgins plays like he has been, you never know. He may help his Hawkeyes hoist the trophy by night's end.
It'd be pretty big for the team, and just happy for everybody who's involved.
I will have to be restrained because I'm running on the field. I already got my soft shoes ready. It would just mean so much. It would bring everything to full circle.
It would truly be a storybook ending. Andrew Chernoff, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
The circus career of a woman from Peru, Indiana, is soaring, and so is she. Skylar Miser is choosing to be shot into the sky as a human cannonball. She says it's a family tradition, and her parents did the same thing. The 20-year-old, along with the Ringling Brothers Circus, will be in Indianapolis this weekend. The circus is touring again for the first time in 5 years, this time without animals, and instead an emphasis on exciting, daredevil performances by people like Skylar. She hopes to impress friends and family and perform with a bang this weekend.
I have a lot of people back home that are really rooting for me, so to finally come home and to have them see me do something that I love is really exciting.
You can see Skylar fly in the sky. The Ringling Brothers Circus will be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight. They have 7 shows this weekend. McDonald says it's made more than 50 changes to its iconic hamburger, including a brioche bun that stays warmer and, they say, more special sauce. McDonald's has felt competition from burger chains like Five Guys and Shake Shack. The new burgers should be system-wide by early 2024. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and, of course, like us on Facebook.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.